Hey everybody, my name is Papyrus and I am now bald and beautiful. I feel absolutely fabulous. I feel like hair was holding me back and I'm glad I shaved it off. I have it sitting in a helmet downstairs. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'm going to make like art out of it, or maybe like the hair sitting in the helmet is the art. But like, I feel great. Like, oh my shit. This is amazing. I haven't been bald in years. The last time I was bald, it was before I left Colorado to go to New Mexico because I didn't know if mohawks were in style, so I shaved off my mohawk. And I was bald through New Mexico into Arizona, and my hair started growing back noticeably in Ohio. So that was that was some months, because I spent I left Colorado in February. So that was from February to I left. When is Phoenix Comic-Con? That month of Phoenix Comic-Con, which is held regularly in that month, which is like April, May. And then I went and spent summer in Ohio. So that whole time the hair was not there and was the thing that was slowly growing back, which was perfect down there in the south, but not so much down here, because if a breeze blows, my head gets cold. But I'm absolutely loving it. I can totally wait for my hair to grow back. I'm going to be bald for the rest of the summer. Fuck the rules. I got to a point where I was just pulling out my hair just as something to do with my hands, I feel like. And also, hair and gender are way too closely associated with each other. Like, I could not get away from being misgendered when I had hair, at least not up here. There have been other places that have a more social mind for androgyny. But having hair up here has just been a she-her nightmare. And I am glad that it's gone, because now I can go back to being fully androgynous. This thing right here is a product of BB Phat. It is oh, I made it worse. My goodness. This thing confuses me. BB Phat makes a line of like collars and body harnesses and different partial body harnesses, top and lower, and I was so honored to be able to attend the Daddy Variety show a few days ago and purchase this collar from them. Had I been more mindful that that kind of apparel was going on, I definitely would have saved my money more for that. But I do like to support the venues of places that host these queer events, especially these queer events that were definitely more geared towards being friendly to people of all identities. I am hoping that I will see them in more places so I can buy more of their stuff, and hopefully I will know in advance so I can take money specifically to give to them, because they are two people, one person that I met while I was there and the other person I already love from a podcast that they do. And I'm just crazy about it. I'm definitely going to link the podcast in the description, and it's up to you to guess who's the thing. You're not going to guess it, but that's okay. But then again, they might have it mentioned, and I just don't know. But anyway, speaking of podcasts, the other person in that podcast, the Fist You Pobcast, is also a zine person, and I love their zines, and I've been into zine culture since I've been here. I feel like I've been into like true punk culture since I've been here. Like, I know for many people, especially older people, that has lost some of its meaning because of like the fashionizing of basically everything. And unfortunately, punk couldn't escape from mainstream fashion like goth or anything else. But like, all things get assimilated, right? Because we're human beings and social creatures, and welcome to society, I guess. But as somebody who's interested in psychology, I'm not offended. But zines are something that I've explained before, but I'm going to explain more energetically now. Self-published magazines, basically. Because they are self-published, they are considered low quality in some circles because of the paper that they're done on and how they're done. But I have now officially started zining. The first 2 zines that I had planned, I decided to just make journal posts, and I am going to be actually putting out fanzines so far. I still have my book of planned zines, but right now I'm doing some music fanzines because those are going to be art based, and I'm an artist, so I will do the art thing. And I don't have a means to make them physical. Like, I don't have the printer or scanner or anything. So right now it looks like they're going to be available online. But you know, if I put it online, that means it's available for free. So go check that shit out. What else is going on? This shit right here. Have you ever seen this shit before? This is a multi-purpose head wrap functioning thing, and it's really fucking awesome. Like, the first time I tried it, like right after I shaved my head, I went to the little store, specifically to a hair store, because I needed a brush, and I've been needing a brush for a long time. But of course I also checked out some of the other stuff they have. I got a brush, this, and the carrot therapy thing for, because it's good. It's not just good for hair, it's good for skin. And the olive oil stuff they had was leaking all over everything, and I didn't want to touch it. But this right here is amazing. I've already tried it out in a few fashions, but my favorite one is definitely the cap, in which you just put it on like this. No, actually you turn it inside out, because you want the design to show on the thing. Or maybe you don't. Let me speak for myself. I want the design to show because I'm a fucking whatever the word is for that. So the design is inside out, and then you twist it around, and then you pull the design part over, and it's fucking awesome. Now, the only one that they had that I was interested in is this white one, which is going to get sweaty and turn kind of brown eventually. But I looked online, of course, and of course there's a much bigger array of things available that are not white that I will be getting. Back in the day, I used to collect bandanas, belt buckles, and those are the only 2 things I can think of right now. But I'm definitely going to start collecting these because this is the bomb. And I'm also going to resume collecting chokers. And with the sexual queer scene being what it is, this isn't going to be a hard thing to accomplish, and it's not going to be all that expensive. I think I look pretty cool right now. Also, I am going to start working out at some point. Check that out. That's pretty neat. The YWCA kind of fell through because I needed food more than I needed a gym membership and, you know, basic necessities and all that. And I also had to get some things that were very unexpectedly high. But I am going to get on track with working out because my varicoses that I have, right now I have spider veins, but I do have a little spot of varicoses that is developing. It requires that I work out. And the depot shots have a side effect of weight gain. Weight gain is just something that happens when you stop menstruating, really. So I'm going to have to exercise more in general. I have resumed belly dancing. Many of you seeing me now, so many years later, would not know that I originally started belly dancing about 8 years ago now, give or take. But now I have money. So I am inspired even more because I can actually buy some of these outfits that I want that will definitely get me more into it. Because if I have the look, I can stay committed to it because I have, like, I'm a very visual person. So if I can look at it and I can visually get into it, then I want that. The reason why I dropped out the first time is because there was just a lot going on back then, and I'm grateful to be the different person that I am now. Even though I don't much look it, I haven't aged in forever. And then when I do age again, it's probably just all gonna just. But anyway, well, I shouldn't say that, but it's probably gonna all happen at once by the time I get ready to age again. But Where was I? Dancing. It's just a lot was going on. That's why I lose track when I talk about the past, because I had a lot of mental stuff going on that I don't have going on now. I mean, of course, I still have problems, and I am really quick and easy to get into my own head about things, but I definitely have more mental space to be able to commit, because I feel way more at peace in my house right now. And I just don't have the things that I had back then holding me back. Like, I have income to be able to enjoy certain things. I mean, yeah, I'm still in the poverty cycle, but I don't live a very expensive life. So I can still afford to enjoy myself. Of course, I'm not making a blanket statement based on anyone else. And I'm just fortunate to have what I have, and I know that. I'm going to keep my statements to myself, because I know that life is really hard for people in the same, in different situations. I am happy with what I have right now, but I am definitely looking to get more. And I'm looking to get more out of the, I would say more out of the principle of it, because I'm cool with doing volunteer work, and I can accept that volunteer work is on my time. But when it comes to being on someone else's clock and they decide how long I stay and when I come in, I need to be properly compensated. And that is a problem that I am having with my current job. Not that it's not a problem that I have with my last job, but at my last job, it was a union, and I knew I was going to get a raise eventually. In fact, before I left, I actually got a raise, and I didn't realize it until I looked at my pay stubs months later when I'm getting ready to do my taxes. I've been doing this job for 8 months, and I haven't got a raise. And now we have a union, and the 15 law passed. Ooh, first city in the Midwest to pass the 15 an hour, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I still don't see me getting a raise anytime soon unless I get into a completely different position, but for where I am now as a cashier, my pay is probably not going to go anywhere for an expected amount of time. So if I were to change jobs, regardless of this, it's being a cashier somewhere else, I'm definitely going to get a job that has like a pre-established union, so I know I'm going to make more money eventually. It might seem like moving backwards to go forward, but I'm willing to do that. And I'm just so in love with my life. I've really taken in how I felt about the recent events of like finding out that people have committed suicide and have tried to commit suicide. Like, I've internalized it in my own way, but I am going to try to make the right decisions for myself, because life is short, and life as we know it is supposed to be precious, but I feel like it's more precious for some than others. Some of it is totally situational and incidental, and some of it is based on a person's own influences and outlook. And for who I am right now, with this lovely bald head, and this amazing choker by BB Phat, and this thing right here, the fact that this exists is totally fucking awesome. I am ready to be in love with my life. I am ready to live, and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, and no one's going to hold me back. Well, speaking of which, it's a lovely day outside, and I should go enjoy my clean, beautiful, wonderful, spacious porch. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you later. This is Pappy. Outie!